What's up when we're live?
Hey. I just cleared my throat. I wasn't sure if that was called in the recording or not, but
Yeah,
how's it going?
it's going good. How are you?
Yeah, good, man. All right. So we're live and ready to go.
Live and ready to go. Yeah, let's get
Awesome.
started.
Well, hello. Yeah, hello and welcome everyone to another edition of Live on IFT. Trip, this is our 21st episode, and today we're going to be talking about the filter code generators that are on IFT. So, as always, my name is Ben. I'll be your host. Joining me, as always, your other host, my colleague and best friend, Trip Stanford. Trip, do you have any announcements for the folks back home?
Yeah, so as always, if you're a student in America, North America, the US, Canada, and the UK, you have a .edu email address, just sign up with IFT and you get 90% off our Pro or Pro Plus plan. So you can test out all those AI tools for almost free. So if you know a student, are a student, go use our student discount. It's just automatically applied if you're a .edu email address. Here's another one that's new. If you use Apple Music, Ben, a couple months ago, under the radar, released an Apple Music service. So just search that on IFT and go connect with it. It's an RSS feed, so you can't do like all the cool Spotify stuff that we've got with Spotify service, but it is pretty cool. Like you'll get notifications of like new music that's going out, and all you have to do is press the link, and it automatically starts playing that music using your Apple Music device. So go test it out, and yeah, give Ben a shout out right here. So
Yeah, thanks,
yeah,
Trip.
yeah. What's up, Jim? Jim's back in the chat. Just want to say hey.
Awesome. Hey, Jim. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll take us right to the agenda for today. So, and thank you for that shout out, Trip. But we actually do have a new service on IFT, and a new service has built a new company has built a service on IFT. So I want to make a quick announcement about that before we get started, and then we're going to get into we're going to actually build 3 applets live using all 3 of the filter code generators. Which will allow us to run or skip an applet based on certain times of day, certain days of the week, and whether or not a trigger contains a certain keyword. So we're going to do that. We're going to do those live, and then a little bit of a repeat from last week, but we had a lot of people asking us about the filter code generators, and we didn't get to all of them. So we want to make sure that we get to go over those today. And Trip's going to give us 2 bonus applets that are already live and published that people can turn on today and start using right away. So very exciting stuff there as well. As always, we're taking questions and comments throughout the entire live stream. Start off by letting us know if you've ever used filter code and what you used it for. I think that'd be a great way to get things kicked off in the chat. And as always, we will give away one free to one lucky guest. We will give away a free year of IFT Pro Plus. So stay tuned to the end and get some really good questions and comments in, because that's typically how Trip picks his winner. So okay. So moving on. So yes. So Survey Sparrow. Survey Sparrow is a new service on IFT. Survey Sparrow is an experience management platform designed to collect customer feedback and help you improve your customer experience. They've got, if you go to their website right now, you'll see a lot of car brands, but a lot of worldwide brands: Toyota, Audi, Volvo, Honda, Xerox, Siemens, the World Health Organization. A lot of big brands are using Survey Sparrow today. That being said, you can try Survey Sparrow for free, and they've got plans that start at just $20 a month. So, it's not like it's not a big barrier to entry. You don't have to be a huge company like the ones I mentioned before to start using Survey Sparrow. Yeah, and then of course automated on IFT, right?
Let's go. So yes, I guess all of the information you get inside of a Survey Sparrow, you could just send to any CRM you're using on IFT, or send emails, send to a Slack message if you have someone that's wanting to respond to those users. that submit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and they've already built out. They've already built some really helpful use cases or applets in on the if.com/survey Sparrow page. So be sure to check those out because they've already kind of helping steer people in the right direction in terms of what would be helpful on it.
Mm-hmm. Killer. That's awesome. Guys, I know my background looks a little bit different. I'm in my mom's
Let's
house.
address this.
Yeah, real quick. I'm in my mom's house in Middle Tennessee, a landlocked state, and for some reason everything has like a blue tint. The way she's decorated is like kind of a beach vibe. So there's like, I mean, this is not obviously. Yeah, no, you're on a beach with this painting right here, you know. And then I come over here, and there's like a sailboat. Everything's blue. So if you're, yeah, just if you wanted the inside look into my mom's house in Middle Tennessee, it's like a Airbnb beach vibe is what I've got here.
I was going to address this later, but I was going to let people wonder a little bit longer. But I'm glad we got that out of the way.
Great lady,
Cool.
but I think she just likes living in the coastal paradise and
Take her to
Middle
the beach,
Tennessee.
Trip. Jeez, man.
Oh,
Take your mom on vacation.
you're right. I need to.
All right. Yep. All right. So moving on, and I'm actually going to go through these next 3 slides rather quick because I'm actually going to take us off the slides and show you how I built these applets. But
Cool.
as I mentioned earlier, we have 3 types of filter code generators. And filter code generator is basically a way for someone like myself or like Tripp who we look at JavaScript and we are looking at hieroglyphics, right? We can't always take advantage of some of the advanced features on IFT, but because we can't write code. But so if you're not classically trained in writing code or software development, here's kind of 3 that will sort of help you get started, help you create some unique experiences on IFT for you just by clicking a couple buttons. So the first one is running an applet on certain times of day. So the one you see here is the trigger is if I enter a location. In this case, if I enter my neighborhood, turn on my porch lights, right? So I want to conserve energy and I don't want to turn the lights on when it's daytime. So I've got this applet that will only run at night when I need the lights to be turned on, and the applet will skip during the day. So I'm going to go to the next slide and show you the next 2, and then we're going to actually build all 3 of these really quick. So
cool. Sounds fun.
Yeah. So the second one is
there a crochet throw on the Davenport? I don't even know what a Davenport is, but there's a quilt in the corner on a rocker.
On the Davenport. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I'll have to look that up. That's interesting.
Grandma's house.
Yeah. All right. So the next one here is certain days of the week. So what I've got here is there's a service called Brainy Quote on IFT. Shout out the UK. But yeah, Brainy Quote, the trigger is today's quote. And I'm posting it in a Slack channel that I share with Tripp. So every day, at the start of the day, I'll send Tripp a quote of the day, right? Just to get us motivated and start our day. Yeah. But the thing is that the quote comes every day, and I've got filter code that will help me skip this applet on Saturday and Sunday because Tripp, quite frankly, doesn't want to be bothered by me on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
So that's filters for certain days of the week. And then finally, we've got filtering an applet based on certain keywords. So the example that you see here is triggered by the BBC News service. And the specific trigger is news that comes out of the country England. And the filter code will make it so the applet only runs if the England news is about the city of London, right? So it won't, if something happens in Liverpool, I don't want to know about it. So I want to skip the applet. So
yeah, I mean, if it's from BBC News England, you probably just get every other second is just another article coming out.
Yeah. A
So this
lot
helps
of
kind of,
updates for sure.
limit and curate what kind of content you're getting.
Absolutely. So at this time, we're going to exit out of here, and I'm just going to really quickly build some of these. So let's see. Let's start off at if.com/explore, and we're going to go to create. So this first one's the one we're going to do where we're going to run certain times of day. So for my trigger, I'm going to type in location. And my trigger is going to be that I enter an area.
Boom.
And I'm going to leave this address here. This is the old IFT office. So I'm going to not tell you where I live and just create that trigger.
If you're ever in San Francisco, go there though. I think the if logo is still on the door.
Part of it, I think maybe. Yeah. Last time I was there, I saw it. Yeah. All right. Then I'm going to do the action, and I'm going to search for Wemo switch, and we're going to turn on. And I don't have a front porch because I live in a condo in Oakland, but we're going to turn on my office lights.
Nice.
And so now that I got my trigger and my action, now I want to add my filter.
Wait, so like right now,
run at night.
Walked into the old IFT office, it will turn on the lights in your condo, kind of. That's like what it's set up.
Essentially, yeah, no, definitely. Or, well, within a radius around, and I think you can change the radius, but within a radius around the
office,
around the old office, absolutely.
Cool.
Yep. So here we're going to do filter code. So I'm going to select this middle plus button here. And apologize, this isn't big enough, but down here on the bottom right, we've got what we call code generators. So I'm going to, I guess I can zoom in here. So I'm going to select run or skip action between certain times of day. Click here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just simply skip. So you can do run or skip, whichever one kind of makes more sense to you. But I'm going to skip if the current time for myself is between, let's say, I don't need this running at 6 a.m., right? Because it's daylight outside by then. And I also don't want it to run if it's before, we'll say 7 p.m. So this applet is going to skip turning on the lights basically during the day, right? So I'm going to copy this to a clipboard, scoot over here. Oops. Go over here to the top left, and I'm just going to Command V and paste that right there. So I don't know what any of this means, but what I do know is that it's going to skip between the hours of 6 in the morning and 1900. Shout out military college.
Right. One cool thing is, like, if you are writing your own JavaScript code, you can click the format code button at the top right. And if you're unsure if the formatting is correct, and I feel like whenever I've played around with JavaScript, that is like the bug that always messes things up. It's like I forgot a semicolon or I forgot a parenthesis somewhere. It will help format your code correctly so that it can run correctly. So this is like very easy for non-coders to kind of help design and develop JavaScript code. So
yeah, and one other point to Tripp is that, and I think we mentioned this last week, I actually had a cup of coffee or two on the support team myself at one point, and I was never able to help with questions about filter code, but what I can tell you is that in the support team, you got to understand they get hundreds of these questions a day. But if someone is creating something and they're trying to write something with some advanced code, or they've or they've gone on ChatGPT and they've asked, like, how would I code this, and ChatGPT spits out the code and they bring it over to IFT and maybe it's not quite right. You can take a screenshot of that and hit that help button in the bottom right and just say, hey, this is what I'm trying to get my applet to do. This is the code that ChatGPT provided me. Is this going to work the way I want it to, or why isn't this working the way I wanted to? But you get a lot farther with support when you've tried something, right? Because that way they can take it and they can say, hey, it looks like you just need to fix this or add this line of code. They're certainly not going to write it for you, but that's a good way to get them to help and kind of get you to your end goal.
Yep.
Right. So I'm going to move on. I'm going to click add filter here. So here's my applet.
Killer. Well, real quick, William Sheets, he's in the chat. He's asking astronomical clock possible for dawn and sundown. Do you have an answer? I know that you can definitely query the sundown. Like we have a service on IF that kind of follows the sun up and sundown for your specific time zone. Yeah.
So what you can do, totally. So, and again, this isn't very advanced. This is for people that are just like myself and Tripp that can't really write code. But one of the things that you can do is this filter code is using data from the trigger, like a lot of filter codes do. Use data that's from the trigger. A lot of queries use data from the trigger. But what you can do is you can actually hit this plus button here before you do the filter code. And you can hit query right here, and you can query the Weather Underground service, which is right here. It pops up because people use it a lot. And you can work that into the code when you do the filter to say, I only want this to run when it's sun up or sundown, right? Or I want to skip this if it's sun up or sundown. So, oops, back. Okay. So this is the applet to run something certain times of day. I'm going to open up another tab here, and we're going to do something for certain days of the week. So the exact applet that we just created. So I'm going to hit create, or that I just showed you. All right. So if this, so I want to go to the Brainy Quote, I believe it's called. Yes, Brainy Quote service. And let's say I want to get a funny quote. So I want to do a funny quote here, or perhaps I could do a love quote. And I could send something to my wife one day a week.
But for very sweet. They're thinking ahead.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to give the other. I'm just trying to give the other guys that are listening or gals that are listening right here just some ideas. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna do today's quote because we know this runs every day. And I'm going to just send myself an SMS. So I want to get the quote of the day, but I only want to get the quote. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go back to the Slack one, do it Slack instead. All right. So I'm going to post this to a channel. I'm going to make this a direct message, and I'm going to send it to Tripp.
Boom.
And so the message is going to say the quote of the day. And then it's going to give the quote. In fact, I'm just going to take this out. I just want just the quote. I don't want the source. All I want is the quote to send to you. And you're going to create action. So again, I only want this to run Monday through Friday. So we're going to go and add a filter. And again, select filter code. See if we make this a little bit bigger.
I'm going to zoom in.
We're going to run or skip on a certain day. So I want this to skip on Saturday. Copy to clipboard. Let's move over here to the top right. All right. So this is going to skip if the day is the 6th day of the week, which is Saturday. But I also wanted to skip on Sunday. So I do have to just add a couple digits here. So what we're going to do is we're going to just do 2 bars, I believe is how you do it. And then I'm just going to copy what's in the first part of this and just write day. And then 3 of these equal signs here. And then 7. And this will skip it on Saturday and Sunday for us.
So 6, like in any, I guess, JavaScript speak, is always Saturday, and 7 is always Sunday.
I think so. Yep.
Yeah. Okay,
That's
cool.
That's the way it was
Well,
told
and
to
like,
me. Yep.
I've only done a couple JavaScript classes in the past. So I know like when that first line says let day equals meta dot current user time dot day, you're creating a variable. So you're like telling the JavaScript that this variable day is equal to your current user time. And then when that same your current user time is equal to 6, which is Saturday, and 7, which is Sunday, then it's skipping. That's kind of what this whole line of code says.
Yep.
Okay, cool. That's awesome.
Yep. So this is going to skip the applet on Saturday and Sunday for us. So we're going to click add filter. And I think this is a useful one for a lot of people because, if you've got let's say you've got notifications that are coming, work notifications, and you just don't want to get those during the week, right? Or you want those to be sent to email. So you could have 2 applets. It's like, hey, add these 2, I want to get text messages throughout Monday through Friday if something happens. But if something happens on Saturday or Sunday, send it to my email. I'll get to it on Monday,
Yeah, totally.
So I think it's very, very useful.
No, that's awesome.
So
Joel in the chat uses our filter code for day parting. I mean, Joel's he's a heavy smart home user. So that's awesome. Have you, Joel, in the chat, do you use our filter code generators, or do you just write all your own JavaScript in there by yourself?
Joel writes his own code, I'm sure.
I'll see that too. Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, let us know. The cool part, so if you click back into that filter code section real quick, I just want to show people what all variables they can pull. So in the trigger section, the action section, you can open those up and it tells you like all the variables inside of each trigger that you could pull and use in the code itself. So if you are writing your own JavaScript code, these are the variables you can pull. Joel's using the generator. Great. That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, I think we've designed it so it's so easy. I mean, I was able to do it, and I'm not even close. I'm not a good JavaScript writer. So.
I think we'd like to add more of these at some point. I think there's been talk about adding more of these and more options. Totally. And again, this is the whole theme of IFT, right? Is just how can we make things easier, right?
Oh, totally.
So this filter code, this has been improved on a few times just in the past couple years, right? Since we came out with filter code as an option. So, all right. So I'm gonna let's see. We're gonna update filter, even though we didn't change anything. All right. So this is the applet, right? I'm gonna send the quote of the day every day to Chirrup via Slack, except for Saturday and Sunday. It's going to skip. All right. So I'm gonna do the last one here. And again, we're going to go to if.com/explorer, hit the create button. And for our trigger, we're going to search for the BBC News. Oh,
JavaScript is Fortran to me. Dude, me too, Joel. Yeah. I'm glad you can use the generator though. It definitely adds a lot more customization. So like based on time, based on day of the week. And also what we're doing now based on keyword if you want to do some more customization on keywords. So let's keep going.
Cool. Yeah. So all right. So this is the BBC News service. These are the available triggers for that service. So I'm going to find the one that says England. And we're going to then add the action of sending myself an SMS. So every time there is a story that BBC News that happens within the country of England and BBC News finds that it's newsworthy, they're going to post an article and I'm going to get a text message. And that text message is going to say New England in quotes post from BBC News. Entry title, entry URL. So if I want to click on that link directly from the text message, I can read the entire article. And we're going to hit create action. Based on my experience, this is going to run like 1,000 times a day. So I don't want 1,000 text messages. I want to cut down on it a little bit. So I'm going to hit the plus button here. And I am going to I know I did London earlier, but we're going to filter even smaller than that. So I'm going to hit filter code here. And I'm going to go down to the bottom, check for a keyword. So I only want this to run. So we're going to do run if the word, got to get rid of all that.
You got a different word in mind? What are you doing? Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm going to write in Tottenham. So Tottenham happens to be I guess a neighborhood
of London,
neighborhood suburb of North London. It's home to my favorite soccer team, or football team, depending on what side of the pond you're on. So I'm going to run this applet if the word Tottenham is found in the article from BBC News. And we're going to copy this to clipboard and simply paste it here. So yeah,
cool.
I'm just going to search for the word Tottenham. And actually, you know what? I need to go back because I think I made a mistake here. Very sorry.
Oh, you're golden.
Check for keyword, right? I did mess this up. Okay. So Tottenham. All right. And then I want is found. So run if Tottenham is found in, not the name of the author, because that would never run.
Yeah.
I want it to run if the word Tottenham is found somewhere within the entry content.
Perfect.
You could do entry content, entry title. But we're just going to say if anything pops up and Tottenham is somewhere within the entry content, we're going to run this applet. So
cool.
Copy clipboard. I'm glad I caught that.
Nice.
All right, so there we go.
That's awesome. So let filter. Ingredient.
Oh, sorry. You wanted to.
I just want to walk through each line. Yeah.
Make sense of it. Yeah.
It's not hard to read. Yeah. So yeah, let ingredient equal BBC News, new post from BBC News England with the content, and let the search term equal Tottenham. And if the ingredient.index with the search term is exclamation point equal to -1, then run the action, and then else send a text message. Oh, okay. Yes. So yeah, if it doesn't include
else skip
Tottenham,
the action.
skip, and then else send it. Okay, perfect. Oh, cool.
Yep. Yeah. So skip the action if it doesn't have it. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So run the action if it has it. If it doesn't, skip it.
Skip the action.
All right. So update filter. Okay. So yeah. So that's how you build those 3 types of applets using the 3 filter code generators. And, other than that one little piece that I had to put in to make it for Saturday and Sunday, I wrote no code. Right. So, Tripp, did you hop off for a minute?
No, I'm still here. I switched the screen over to the bonus applet. Did you want to show your slides?
Yes.
Okay, we're going back. Don't worry.
Okay.
Boom.
So I guess I'll show the slides here, and then I'll let you pull them. I'll let you talk through them. Yeah. So
cool.
So we got 2 bonus applets. Yep. This one's for your business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll let you take it away, Tripp. What is this applet here?
Yeah. So Google, if you are a local service business, Google My Business is probably the most important place to drive reviews. And you also want to respond to every single review because that tells Google that you're an active business. One, the quantity and quality of your reviews tells Google you're an active business. And then you responding thoughtfully to those reviews tells you you're an active business. So the more they trust that you're active, the more often they're going to show you in your local search for local search terms. It's really important to respond. But sometimes, you get the notification from Google and then you're also doing other stuff and you don't really have the time to respond. Well, with this applet, you can automatically respond based on the star rating. So for example, if you get something like, I think it's 3 or less, you can respond saying, hey, I'm sorry you didn't have the best service. Please contact me. And we can help, better your service. And if it's 4 or 5, you can always just thank them for the review and for using you, and please encourage them to share your the business with their friends, right?
Yeah. So let's maybe go. I think you've got it pulled up, Tripp, because I want to show. Mm-hmm. So the whole theme of today was, right, let's show people things that they can easily build with filter code.
Yep.
And then let's show people just really quick if they wanted to turn this applet on.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit more advanced code in there that someone actually took the time to write.
Yeah.
But just kind of show people how they could turn this on themselves and just change around a few things to make it fit for their business. And it's something that they could turn on today.
Yep. So if you go to that URL in the slide before, you can just literally, or just search this one, go to the Google My Business service page. It's one of the top ones that are pinned on that page. But this is the filter code I wanted to walk through. Can you see that? Oh,
could we just show someone the experience of turning the applet on and how they would go and change this stuff and edit the applet to be for them?
Yes.
Show them that view.
So I don't have Google My Businesses on my user, so it wouldn't you have to connect Google My Business and then be able to turn on those usabilities. So
okay,
it wouldn't work the way that you're expecting it. So I think this is the best way just to kind of show them, because once you turn on this applet, you basically choose which location, and you have to have a Google My Business location for it to work. So you set that and turn it on, and you scroll down, and the next thing it's going to ask you is where do you want to reply on that Google My Business? So you need a Google My Business as well to turn that back on. But this is the filter code that's running on the inside. So once you've turned it on, you can go and edit this filter code and change it to whatever you want to say. So for example, if you see this, it says let score equal Google My Business new review star rating. And then if score is 5 or 4, then you're responding with, thank you for your amazing review. We're delighted that you have a positive experience with us. If you could kindly share your feedback with others, we would greatly appreciate it. 3 is kind of in the middle. So it's thank you for taking the time to leave us a review. We appreciate your feedback and are glad to hear about your experience. If there's anything we can do to improve and make it a 5-star experience next time, please let us know. We value your input and look forward to serving you better in the future. And then if you get a lower score, you kind of want them to reach back out. You want to solve their problem. So it goes 2, 1, or 0. Thank you for providing your review. We apologize for any inconvenience or disappointment you may have experienced, and we take your feedback seriously and would appreciate the opportunity to address your concerns directly. Please reach out to our customer support team so that we can work towards resolving the issue and ensuring your satisfaction. And then if else, it will skip it. So that one is a little bit more complicated. Yeah.
Someone could essentially go right now. They could turn this applet on. And by the way, we're going to put these applets, as soon as this is live, we're going to put these applet links in
the comments.
On YouTube in the comments, right? So if someone wants to go turn that applet on and then just reconfigure what's being said here, they can do that because we've already written it for them. We've already kind of set up the structure of how this would work, right? So,
and each one, cool. I mean, whenever you think of JavaScript code, you're always thinking of if this, then that, technically, but if else.
Yeah.
But so this has the main if 5 or 4, but it's also including these else ifs. So that allows you to add multiple variables, because technically if you're dealing with star reviews, you're dealing with 5 separate variables. So we could have a customized response for each star review if we wanted to, but we just kind of bucketed 5 and 4, bucketed 2, 3, and 1. So, 2, 1, and 0. So, so that's just trying to help you guys get your minds if I did want to have multiple variables for the lights in my bedroom or the security system at home, or responses on emails if I want to automate some email responses. So
very cool.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at the final bonus applet that we have for today. Oh, we're back on my screen. Okay. Sorry, we're doing a lot of back and forth today.
I know. Yeah.
So, all right. So this is titled "Where Should We Eat?" What's going on here? What is this?
Well, first, I just want to respond to our buddy Jim. Is it possible to use your AI to write the review to be unique to each review? Yes, it is.
Yes.
So on
Yes.
our services, we should have published applets definitely on the AI prompt service, and or like the AI content creator service, where it uses AI to respond to Google reviews, and it uses like the context inside of the Google review to respond. So all that could be automated if you want. And you just set it and forget it, and you can respond to every single Google review you get inbound, which is awesome. So
yes, and I think Megan went over this in one of the live streams, or we had something that maybe I tested with Megan on one of these live streams. But yeah, totally get a response. Let IFT AI take that and write a reply to that review. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And if you get notified for our new services, we just released technically it's ChatGPT. It's the exact same thing as our AI prompt service, but so they both do the exact same thing. We were just worried that people, whenever they were searching for ChatGPT integrations, they weren't finding our AI prompt service. So we created another one called ChatGPT, does the exact same thing. So it's an open-ended prompt tool, and you can basically prompt it just like you're prompting ChatGPT, but you're using just IFT to do it. So go check that out if you haven't. Let's dive into this applet.
Yeah. So where should we eat?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on here? What is this? I see a Yelp logo.
Yep.
A button widget.
A notification.
What are we doing?
A button. Yeah. So this is a customized applet as well. It's if you ever had the problem, maybe chatting with your spouse or friends, and you're like, "Where should I eat today?" And obviously, you're in Oakland and San Francisco. They've got a ton of restaurants. Like, you're kind of like, I live in the South.
I'm overwhelmed by options.
Exactly.
But, the problem, and I think, like, I'm sure a lot of people become creatures of habit, where it's like you got all these options, and then you go back and look at your bank statement for the past year, and it's like, we went to
the same
8 restaurants 50 times, right? Like, so yeah, I mean, I love what this applet does, but continue, please, because I don't think we've quite explained that yet.
What this applet does is it's a button widget on your phone, and you press the button, and it basically like sources local restaurants from Yelp, and then it gives you a randomized restaurant to go to as a notification. So it's like a one-click button widget that just gives you a local source near your area, which is awesome. So you want to check how it works?
I think this is a great like date night. Like, hey, we're not spontaneous enough. Like, let's do something. Let's do something spontaneous. Let's click on this and just try it out. Let's try something new. Like, let's go into it blind and like, I don't know, try a new restaurant that we've never tried before. There are thousands of restaurants in the city that I live in, and I'm just like, I want the same. I want the same thing.
You're a creature of habit.
I think this makes people step outside of their comfort zone a little bit. So we can switch to your screen, and you're gonna. Perfect. I'd love to just see how easy this is for someone to turn on.
Yeah. So I'm gonna click connect. It's gonna. Oh, I just undid it too quick. My bad.
Double clicked twice,
over here. Yeah. Oh. So it's connecting Yelp. Now I actually just turned this on, so I need to go into the settings. And if I edit this Yelp section,
I can just for you.
Yeah. So it basically whatever location you're in. So if you're in New York City, you can literally say New York City, NYC, or an actual address. I put Chattanooga, that's where I'm from, and then it's searching the term restaurants. So I'm gonna update query.
And so this is a query, right? Yep. So what it is the trigger is the button push, which is a widget that will appear on your phone. You do have to go in and search for that widget on your mobile device.
Yep.
And then so it does two things. So so there's a filter code in there as well, right?
Should we dive into the filter code?
I wouldn't know what any of this means, but sure, yeah, let's take a look.
Yeah.
Make it your own. Maybe don't press that. I don't know if that'll.
Well, no. Let's.
Yeah, take a look. Sure. Converted to your own applet.
Okay, perfect. So it says let filtered business equal Yelp search business filter This is a lot of words I really don't even
So it's
know.
a 3-star. You're only getting 3 stars, or you're only getting 4 and 5-star ratings.
Yep.
So it's not getting any trash restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Very
And
cool.
it'll send a rich notification with the dollar sign. Oh yeah, no, it says your randomly selected restaurant is this business name and it's located at this address. So it's pulling
Let us
just
know
those two variables. Yeah.
Let us know in the chat, right? So I mentioned that maybe my wife and I we maybe go to like 15 different restaurants a year, right? Like, I
Totally.
mean, because we just repeat so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know in the chat if you think you go to in a 365-day period, if you think you go to a lot of restaurants, a lot of different restaurants. Because
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are probably like I am.
Oh, totally. You know, and like you always want to go to the new restaurant that opened up near you, but it's always lines are out the doors for a while. So then you almost forget about it and you try and do it 2 years later, you know? So this is just an easy applet you can turn on and it just, automatically gives you great local restaurant with a better than 3-star review, you know? Cool.
I also think there's like a lot of like if you're like myself and my wife, where it's like we're always kind of like arguing, like or like neither one of us can decide where to go or to go. I don't know. So
Mm-hmm.
like this would just be like one of those things where like, you know, like there's some restaurants that I like that she doesn't like, and vice versa. I think like this is just like one of those. I'm more picky than she is, but like
Yeah.
it's one of those things like, hey, we're going here. We're ripping the Band-Aid off and we're trying something new, you know?
Well,
So I
and
think
like
that's really cool.
with kids, you always kind of want to step out, like Chick-fil-A. We go to Chick-fil-A all the time,
Oh
just because
man,
it's an
I love
easy
Chick-fil-A though.
access. You
Yeah.
know, so they've got
Yep.
a playground for my kids. So, um,
Yep.
Emma B, thanks for joining. Please remind us what services and products are available with discount to students from the US or UK. Yeah.
Yes.
So if you are a student or you know someone that's a student, they can sign up for either our Pro or Pro Plus plans, and they get 90% off with their student email address. So all they have to do is sign in with their
So
student email. Yeah.
yep. When they sign up with they go to if they sign up and they're, you know, John at wichitastate.edu,
Mm-hmm.
that IFT is going to recognize that this is an edu email, a college email. I think there's a couple other ones that we accept, and the price that they're going to have to pay is going to be 90% off. So kind of free, just about.
Yeah.
We want students to take advantage. You know, I think that there's task managers,
Mm-hmm.
there's, you know,
A lot of
product
productivity
managers,
tools on if
a
that
lot of
students can
productivity
use.
tools.
Yeah, we
There's
connect with
AI
the whole
tools.
Google Drive
Yeah.
platform. Yeah,
There's
AI
social
tools.
media tools.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's so many things that I think a student could really take advantage of.
Yeah.
And we want to get this in front. To be quite frankly with you, like not that many, well, relatively speaking, like we haven't had like a as many people as we thought would redeem this. So we keep just trying to tell people and let people know, because I think this is a thing that everyone at IFT, or the powers at IFT, are really passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we would love, Emma, if you are a teacher or if you know a student or anything like that, please let them know to sign up for IFT, and take advantage of the biggest discount I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Right?
totally.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Well, yeah. So does
Well,
anyone
Tripp, I
have
think
any questions on filter code if they want to see something a little bit more complicated? We can wait. Yeah, we can kind of move on to that next part. And
I
yeah.
think that was our last bonus applet for the day.
Mm-hmm.
So if we don't have any questions, and we can give some more time for questions, but I think we can maybe pick our winner for today. I know who I'd like to pick would be that last comment question that we just got from Emma.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the biggest discount you can get right now on IFT, which is a free year from watching our live stream. And it's a little bit bigger than the student discount. So yeah, Emma. I say congrats.
Emma, congratulations. You know? Emma, if you would just send us an email at, and actually I can
Yeah,
pop that up on the screen. But yeah, if you'll send us an email at marketingatif.com with just attention to Ben or Tripp, and we'll get you taken care of.
cool.
Absolutely. Cool. Do we have any other questions, comments? Did anybody talk about any restaurants that they might have gone to or that they go to?
No, I have not seen it. I saw Peter in the chat.
No.
Nope, not yet. Cool. Yeah, T. Hoffman was in the chat, but he has not used filter code yet. So, yeah, maybe after today he kind of understands how it works a little bit better.
Yeah, T. Hoffman. Go check it out. Go check it out and then email us and let us know what you built. Very cool.
Cool.
All right. Well, Tripp, I think that's it for us today.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining. It's always good to see the same faces here every single week. Yeah, be here again next week. Throw in the chat, and we'll be able to see it on the comments later. Yeah, what you want us to talk about. You know, what you're interested in, what kind of automations you want to see us perform, and just go over live on this live stream.
We're gonna try to do more. We still want to have guests, right? We still want to have guests. Totally. Like I think that, you know, when someone builds a new service on it, we'd love to have them come and talk about that service and talk about how to automate that service.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we really want to try to, and in partnership as well with the community teams and the folks, the guys we had on last week. We really want to try to do more live action tutorials and try to make these as interactive as possible, right? So if you come on one day and there's something that you want to see how to do, as long as it's within reason and somewhat of what we're talking about, and it's not too technically advanced for Tripp and I. But again, we're going to try to bring on some more technical people to help out with some of these things. But yeah, we really want this live stream to be about helping people use IFT.
And expand their idea of IFT.
Yeah, totally.
So honestly, if you have a good idea and you want us to walk through, feel free to email us at marketing@ift with attention at Ben or Tripp, and you can kind of let us know. And then Emma, again, just email us at marketing@ift with attention at Ben and Tripp, and we can get you that Pro Plus discount for the next year.
Awesome. Cool. Thanks, guys. We'll see you again next week.
All right. Adios, guys.